aliens have launched an attack, and the sole method to ensure survival is to stay in a perpetual state of alcoholic intoxication. Today I'm going to introduce you to an Anglo-Irish horror film from the year 2012 titled Sober Monsters. Beware of spoilers. Stay vigilant. One evening, close to the small Irish island of Arran, something that looks like a flare emerges in the dark sky. The crew aboard the nearby fishing vessel named Sea Harvester reaches out to the Coast Guard, but they deny receiving any distress signal. Driven by curiosity, the fishermen head to where the mysterious object fell. One by one, they go out on deck and vanish overboard. The next day, Officer Kieran O'Shea wakes up with a terrible hangover, just as Dublin police officer Lisa Nolan arrives on the island. She enjoys the serene, beautiful island where she wouldn't expect anything bad to happen. Kieran picks her up by car, and Lisa quickly notices her new colleague's state. Together, they go to work. Meanwhile, Dr. Gleason discovers dead whales on shore with horrific wounds on their bodies. Lisa meets her new co-workers, although Lisa's arrival comes as a surprise to Kieran, but orders are orders. Meanwhile, fisherman Paddy Barrett finds a strange creature with blue tentacles in his lobster trap, which spits a stinking liquid at Paddy's partner. The fishermen are amazed. They have never seen such a creature before. Meanwhile, the police arrive at the shore, called by Dr. Gleason. There, they encounter marine ecologist Adam Smith, who explains that while marine animals sometimes wash ashore, the wounds on these bodies were inflicted by the sea, not by striking the rocks. Paddy takes the captured creature home, placing it in the bathtub. The transport organization's direction summoned the flowerfish to the laboratory for Smith's examination. As the workers prepare to leave the beach, one of them spots a strange round object in the sand, resembling the eggs of an unknown creature. He digs them out, then is immediately attacked by the unknown creature, which drags him into the sea. The worker's boss eventually goes looking for him, but finds no trace. Meanwhile, Kieran and Paddy meet at a bar in a local hotel. Listening to the news about the disappearance of the crew of a fishing boat the previous night, Paddy tells the policeman about the sea monster that caught him in the morning, but Kieran doesn't believe him and goes home. Meanwhile, Murphy hears a knock on the door and goes to see who could come so late. Behind the door is a fisherman, acting oddly, as if inviting him to dance. Murphy steps outside and is instantly pulled onto the roof of the house. Murphy's wife attempts to hide indoors, but before she can secure the chimney, something pulls her through it. Meanwhile, Kieran knocks on Liza's door. She sees he's drunk and suggests he end the night at his place. It's odd to her that he drinks daily, and he can't grasp going without alcohol. When she says he should sleep, Kieran passes out. Paddy comes home, goes to the bathroom, and finds an egg instead of the creature he caught. He notices the foul mucus on the wall. Suddenly, tentacles of an unknown creature drop from the ceiling. One grabs Paddy, and the monster attacks him. However, the fisherman breaks free from the suckers and stomps the creature to death. In the morning, the hotel owner tells Lizzie to watch Kieran. He's a widower who can't forget his wife and drinks, but Lisa might help him get back on track. The girl visits the police station where she left Kieran the night before, as she didn't know his address and couldn't escort him home. At this moment, Paddy calls, aiming to claim the reward for the monster that killed him and was brought to Smith's lab that morning. Fish names it a grabber, but the scientist disagrees, arguing the name should reflect the animal's species. He has no clue what the creature is, has never encountered anything similar, and isn't certain it's dead. Smith shows the creature's tongue, which extends like a frog's and is covered with holes through which it sucks blood, similar to a rare vampire squid found in the deep sea. However, the creature seems to be alien-like in appearance. Smith demonstrates how its skin glows when the mucus is wiped away, and mentions that the organism requires both blood and water to survive. Paddy quickly inquires whether this astonishing marvel can be sold on eBay, but Smith strictly forbids him from even considering it. It is revealed that the specimen is a pregnant female, which Smith confirms by discovering an egg Later on, Kieran brings up the possibility that the creature might have some connection to the whale deaths. However, Lisa is skeptical because the creature is considerably smaller than those dead animals. Shortly after, Kieran and Lisa discover Cooney's car parked close to Murphy's house. There, they notice some unusual remains on the roof. Lisa decides to climb up the mountain and wears the shreds from the window of the woman who vanished the previous night. As she pulls on them, a round object suddenly flies out of the chimney and lands directly on Kieran's head. The man lets out a scream of pain, but he becomes silent when he realizes that the head lying before him is Murphy's. The doctor, who is presented with a gruesome discovery by the police, doesn't even attempt to speculate about who might have committed such an act. Their conversation is interrupted by Poddy's arrival. Poddy leads the police into the house, showing them the demolished wall and the bathtub that now rests on the lawn. Kieran then takes out a map and carefully marks the exact location where these incidents occurred. They are all located in the same bay, suggesting that a male lives there. Perry remembers the black rocks where the cave is located, and the whole group sets out for that place. Kieran and Lisa enter the cave and soon find a fishing vest. During the dipedia, he discovers several heckas in the sand, ready to hatch. Inside the cave, Kieran screams, scaring the girl. Suddenly, a huge alien squid appears in front of him. The police flee, taking the Poddy along with them. Later on, they attempt to call for help, but are not taken seriously. It's only when Lisa confirms the threat that they are believed. They hurry to the laboratory, where Smith concludes that numerous fish served as food for the creatures. Kieran prepares the remains of the female with a flammable mixture, convinced that the male will come for her. He sets the body ablaze, but the fire suppression system quickly activates, putting out the flames. The shift in temperature brings the deceased female back to life. Smith grabs a chair for defense, Eliza takes hold of a knife, and Kieran picks up a rolled-up magazine. Mimi, on the other hand, is all set to launch an attack. The alien stoner encircles Kieran's head with its tentacles, but Smith and Lisa quickly move to strike the creature. Out of nowhere, it ejects human blood and collapses, lifeless. The group successfully finishes their task, although Smith regrets missing the chance for a significant discovery. Lisa then suddenly ponders what the newborn creature will consume if the numerous fish surrounding the island eventually deplete. At this moment, Paddy comes back to the lab, and everyone is truly filled with admiration because he managed to survive his encounter with the monster. He talks about his diet, but Kieran suddenly notices that Buddy was actually drunk. The creatures feed on blood, and it appears that alcohol causes an allergic reaction in them. Therefore, people just need to survive for one night on the island. Help is expected to arrive tomorrow, and the creatures will be destroyed with a bomb. Kieran proposes gathering all the Baras for a big drunken party. They share the idea with everyone and show bar owner Brian a piece of the creature. While skeptical of the threat, he agrees. Isa is scared since she's never drunk alcohol, but Kieran promises to stay sober to maintain order. Later, Isa takes a dose and starts quacking with her friends. After consuming some moonshine, she stumbles and becomes quite drunk. The doctor approves her blood. The group then attempts to feed the newborn creature, which unfortunately dies almost instantly. They determine that the drink needs to be potent to work effectively. Meanwhile, the police hurry to the church, where the islanders have assembled. Kieran extends an invitation to everyone for a celebration in honor of Liza. I eagerly make my way to the bar, while the islanders continue to celebrate. Kieran and his team inventory their weapons: a nail gun, a cartridgeless toy gun, a signal gun, and a water gun that Brian plans to fill with gasoline to create a flamethrower. Later, the bartender resumes serving drinks to everyone. The islanders enjoy themselves while Lisa and Kieran sit in the car, watching their surroundings as it rains. A tipsy Lizzie admits she likes Kieran, but he's not used to handling confessions sober and asks to delay the talk until morning. Meanwhile, the doctor steps outside and Kieran laughs, sharing a story about his deceased wife. She just left him, so there's no tragedy. The doctor then spots the beach covered with tiny creatures. One latches onto his face, and he screams, which Kieran and Lisa hear. They rush to help him, and Lisa fends off the creatures as Kieran releases the doctor. But a giant male space squid emerges behind the house and swallows the doctor. Kieran and Lisa hide in the car, but the squid grabs it and attempts to toss her out. Suddenly, the positional siren blares, causing the creature to release the car. Brian opens the door to check, allowing Kieran and Lizzie to leap into the building. Brian asks Smith to light a candle on the gasoline-filled water gun, but Smith struggles to do it. Then he rushes outside, aiming to ignite the monster, but the candle extinguishes in the rain. Kieran barely saves Brian. At this point, Brian remembers they need to replace the barrels, or they'll run out of alcohol. As people start heading home, Kieran attempts to stop them. Brian accuses Patty of bringing the creature to the island. A fight breaks out and a drunken Smee steps outside to photograph the monster. The creature touches the scientist with its tentacles and hurls him away. Kieran tells everyone to run upstairs, while the fat one watches the monster break the walls, trying to escape. As the young creatures leap into the bar, Kieran closes the stairwell door. Now she must tell the truth. At this point, the male bangs on the door. Patty recalls the female tagged Kieran, so the monster wants to breed with him. The pooch tries to solve the situation, but they lack weapons or ideas to defeat the monster. Lisa convinces herself a charger if they trap the creature and stop it from returning to the sea. But they can only get to the construction site by pickup truck, and the keys are downstairs. Kira can't get past the monster, so Lisa volunteers. I'll give her a nail gun, and the totally tipsy girl goes downstairs, where the young creatures prance around. She takes down a couple of them before finding a bottle of alcohol and the car keys. At that moment, the alien's tentacles burst through the door. Lisa lights a match and runs, falling over, accidentally setting the bar on fire as the monster drags her outside. However, Lisa fights back and escapes. The group smells smoke, and Kieran looks out the window as the monster reaches the roof. A policeman sees a pickup driven by Lisa. He jumps onto the car's back, and they head to the port with the monster following. They arrive at the construction site, where Kieran traps the monster in a pit with fuel barrels and readies a signal gun, but the creature drags him into the pit. Then Lisa appears in the loader, but loses control, causing it to fall on the monster, crushing it. As the couples are just about to celebrate their victory, Mac tightly wraps himself around Kieran. The monster is eager to devour him. As it opens its massive maw, Kieran cleverly pours alcohol from his bottle into it. The monster rejects the liquid, and Liza fires at it with a signal gun. The creature explodes and catches fire. By morning, the islanders awaken, feeling regretful that such a fun night has finally come to an end. Kieran discards his breastplate and shares a kiss with Liza. Meanwhile, on the shore, the young alien creatures are getting ready to hatch from their eggs, a top-notch comedy masterpiece. It's independent, surprising, heartwarming, funny, and charming, featuring outstanding acting, clever jokes, and an unexpected romantic story. Subscribe for more films like this. Enable notifications. Give a thumbs up to support the channel. Thank you for watching.